Not a problem.
I'm on strike. I'm not talking.
Welcome to the All Things Fun Vidcast. I'm your host, Ed Evans. I'm here with my co-hosts, Allison Eckel, and under duress, Glenn Walker. We're here today to talk about comics that released today, Wednesday, May 18th, 2011. Well, let's get started. Who wants to go first today?
I guess I will.
Okay. Lead the way.
Okay.
I ain't talking.
Last week we had Flashpoint #1.
So good.
Yes, and I hadn't quite caught up with it, but I have now, mostly caught up with it. And so, in our road to Flashpoint through the Flash titles themselves, it was still the world as we know it, time as we know it, and we get our second Barry Allen, what was he, Hot Pursuit, saying there's this time anomaly that I have to correct because everything's going to go wrong.
A speedster on a bike. Just explain.
Yeah,
that
but
to
he's
me.
not personally a speedster. He had harnessed the speed force through the bike that he and Wally built or something. And
Like little kids say when they go into a Target and they see Flash on a motorcycle, they go, "Why is Flash on a motorcycle? He can run at super speed."
See, I don't say that. I'm like, cool motorcycle. It's the difference between us, Glenn. Cool motorcycle.
yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I need your help with this. So, all right. So the two Road to Flashpoint issues in the Flash title. Okay, and at the end, Hot Pursuit thinks he's found the cause of the time anomaly, and then we jump to Flashpoint #1. Everything's changed, and this week we get Booster Gold 44. Everything has changed. What happened? Are we going to find out later?
What happened is that you didn't read the last book.
Do you
The
want
Flashpoint
me,
#1?
No.
I started to, but...
No, there's the same week Flashpoint #1 came out, the very last issue of Flash came out,
Flash number 12.
which answers the questions you are.
Actually,
When
if
he-
you had
when
watched
he
the
grabbed-
vidcast, I gave it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. I was reading something else.
That was
She
good.
never, she never listens to
See,
me.
Allison doesn't watch our cast.
But I thought I read the two. I read 2 issues. Was it 3?
The Reverse Flash
Yes. Yeah. When he was
has
like, "Oh, here I am."
has found new powers of the Speed Force.
Oh, okay. There must be one
And
more
he's
issue.
going
I'm
back
going
with
through my piles.
What I
Okay.
believe is,
Oh, it's in my
what I
box.
think is happening in the third Justice League Justice Society
I
team,
saw it when I handed you that.
back in 64, 65, whenever it was.
Whoa. Okay.
The
wait.
Thunderbolt went back in time and erased the Justice League. Went back to their origins and caused them not to happen. Like pulled Barry Allen out of the lightning.
Yep.
Kept Ibn from being heard.
Classic story. Yep.
Diverted the rocket from Krypton. Okay, I think the Reverse Flash went back in time and did all that.
something like that.
That's why we're stuck with this haphazard team of Ragman, Cyborg, and Batman's father and/or brother. We haven't decided. Is it Thomas Wayne Jr. or Thomas Wayne Sr.?
James Bond Jr.
I got into an argument with someone about this, and they didn't know he had a brother. And there is a brother.
There is a brother, but I think this is the father.
Deranged brother, which is what makes Owlman so cool on Earth 3.
Right.
That is the mental case.
I'm pretty sure this guy was in the alley.
Okay.
So that either means they're going to add the brother to the alley, or because they show you the picture of the 3 of them, the brother's not in there, and then he made it pretty clear he was in the alley.
All right.
That was the big reveal from Flashpoint, since I wouldn't let them spoil it last week.
Now, of these heroes or villains, the ones that I'm most psyched about, and I hope are left over after Flashpoint, the new Marvel family.
That's kind of cool.
A kid for every letter of Shazam.
Right.
You've also got the Outsider.
Yep.
Do we know who the Outsider is? The Outsider is from the 60s. It's Alfred.
Right.
Back from the dead. Citizen Cold looks cool.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Golden Age Sandman, no matter what form he takes. The rest you can pretty much keep.
Abinsur's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they're hinting that there's going to be some big rift between, the Guardians and Abinsur
For staying on Earth.
Yeah. So it looks like there's some cool stories. And now I have to admit, after reading that, I can't wait for all the little side stories. I want to know more about these characters and
I
how
want
they work
to
that
see.
way.
I want to see Citizen Cold. Yeah. I want to see how Jordan now tests pilot.
Now all of a sudden, buttons on the button display. Huzzah.
The real buttons.
The real buttons, and they're pretty big. They're bigger than the Green Lantern buttons. That's very cool. And now all of a sudden, I care. I have to admit. Before I was like, it's a lot of tie-ins. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll pick and choose. After reading Flashpoint, they're big, right? After reading Flashpoint 1, I can't wait to get the backstory on all these guys, particularly Aquaman and Wonder Woman and that whole thing, how that pans out. So yes, I'm very excited. And at least at All Things Fun, as I'm sure most major comic shops, when you purchase the first issue of any of the side stories, we'll be giving you the cool logo button for free. So you try the cool side story, get issue 1 of that, or whatever the little side story is, and you'll get the button complimentary for free.
But Booster Gold 44 doesn't count.
No, because it is not
And
one of the
issue
side
1.
stories.
Yeah.
But
But it's a tie-in story.
It is new this week.
Yes.
It's new this week.
It is new this week, and it is a Flashpoint story. Because remember, the only 2 characters, in theory, I haven't read the Booster Gold yet, who know what's going on are the Flash and Booster Gold. Because Booster Gold can work through the time stream. So, so somebody really likes Booster Gold, kind of push him into this story.
All right.
Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Really cool. Rush out and get that. You have something you want to go to?
No, but I'll do it.
He's on protest.
I'm protest. I'm on strike.
Cool motorcycle.
Avengers, Fear Itself tie-in, Avengers number 13. It's got Thor on the cover. It's got Thor on the back cover. It's like there's a movie out or something. It kind of reminds me of when the Batman TV series was on back in the 60s. Batman was on the cover of every single DC book. Big letters, they had POW, SOC, BOP. Thor is on the cover of every Marvel book, whether he's in it or not.
Wow. Pow, zop.
This features more talking heads by Bendis and this very strange 12-panel grid.
Economizing on ink.
It's interesting in telling the story, I have to admit that. There's the usual Bendisisms in here.
Bendisisms.
I won't obsess.
Too late.
Much.
But it's actually a fairly good read. Avengers Academy, the best Avengers book out there right now. More of the superhero prom, only this time it's crashed by the Sinister Six. Speaking of Spidey and Avengers Academy, they're in Avengers Academy. They're in Amazing Spider-Man.
Do you have that too?
661. Right there.
Yeah, it's
And Ed's got one
stereo.
Ed's got one too.
I don't. I have Teen Titans.
Speaking of movies, there's Captain America, the First Avenger, First Vengeance.
That looks like an ad for the back of the magazine.
It's an ad, and if you open it up, there's another ad.
Oh, that's cheap.
I'm almost looking for the Got Milk ad, but it's not there. It's actually a story of Captain America in World War II, lots of Nazis. Jim McCann, Hawkeye Blind Spot, The Conclusion, Hawkeye, Ronin, Baron Zemo, and of course Hawkeye's brother Arsenal. I mean, his brother.
I didn't do that this time.
The Speedy Arsenal resemblance aside, this is actually a very good series.
Well, anybody who watched Thor, of course, you got to see the introduction of Barton.
Jeremy Renner, yes.
So at one point they're chasing Thor down, and they order this guy to go stop him, and he opens up a gun rack, and he pulls out all these guns around. He pulls out a bow,
Yeah.
and then jumps up, starts chasing Thor, and they actually call him by the name Barton. So we know that's our little Hawkeye cameo.
He doesn't get a shot, but he's in the movie.
That's
Is
true.
he slated to be in the Avengers?
He is in the Avengers.
Movie? Well, there you go.
Yes.
Oscar winner Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
So nice. Well, let me jump in and get a few things real quick. For those of you following the Ultimate Death of Spider-Man, or the Death of Ultimate Spider-Man, depending on where you put that word Ultimate, you've got Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man number 158 out this week.
Die.
And also part of that whole series, you've got the Avengers versus the New Ultimates. Could you get the word Ultimate in here more? Issue number 4. And again, these are the books that came out of last month. They both ended with the same panel where Spider-Man was taking a bullet.
Now, aren't they technically the same team?
They are not actually. They're two different teams.
All right.
Yes, they're two different teams. All right, so on that note, we still have a ton to cover. And we'll be right back with more of the All Things Fun Vidcast right after this.
Right after.